Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Well, today what we're going to do is we're going to do something different. We're going to do the 100 history questions you must know. I love history, and if you're new here, this is what we do. We learn together. So this video, what I'm going to do is we're going to see if we can guess these answers. I think I would know a lot of these because I'm kind of versed in history, I would say. So let's see how we do. And what I'll do is, I think I've seen this format before, so I think there'll be like a question and a timer. I'll say my answer about as close as I can to the timer be up, so you can participate with me. So let's jump in. Let's go. Here we go.
Hi and welcome to this history quiz with a difference. There's no questions on dates. Well, maybe one, but that's all. I've set the level of this quiz for the average person to enjoy. So what that means is, there's some easy questions and a few that you might find challenging. If you're a history professor, it's not for you. But for everybody else, have fun, and here we go.
Okay, well, I'm not a history professor, so we can definitely do this. But can we get any right? That is the question. Or will we get all of them right? Let's see.
A significant shift in human history. What's another term for the Neolithic Revolution? The agricultural, industrial, or scientific revolution?
I would say agriculture.
And the answer is the agricultural revolution.
Yes.
Mesopotamia, referred to as the cradle of civilization, was located in the region now known as what? Central America, Central Africa, or the Middle East? The correct answer
I would say the Middle East.
here, the Middle East.
This is Mesopotamia behind me. Every time it's mentioned, I gotta point to it. This is my wallpaper. Yeah. Mesopotamia.
The earliest known writing system, developed by the Sumerians, is known as what? Hieroglyphics, cuneiform, or pictographs? And just so you know, the questions are mostly in chronological order.
Gotta be cuneiform.
And the correct answer, cuneiform. What did the Sumerians use to write on? Paper, papyrus, or clay tablets?
Honestly, this is an interesting one. I think it would be clay tablets, but I might be wrong. It'd be papyrus, but I'm thinking clay tablets.
And they used clay tablets.
Okay.
The Great Pyramid of Giza is believed to be which pharaoh's tomb? Ramesses II's, Tutankhamun's, or Khufu's?
The Great Ramses II.
And it's believed to be the tomb of Khufu.
I'm so bad. That makes so much sense too. How do I screw that up? Oh my. I thought Ramses commissioned those. What?
Hammurabi's Code is one of the earliest known sets of written laws. Who was Hammurabi? Was he a priest, king, or warrior?
It's interesting. I would have to say a king, but it could be either way. I don't know this one really.
And he was a king.
Yeah.
Who was inside the famous Trojan horse? Was it Greek, Trojan, or Persian warriors?
Wasn't it Greek warriors?
And it was Greek warriors.
Yeah.
According to the legend, ancient Rome was founded by two brothers, Romulus and who? Remus, Romus, or Augustus?
Well, it definitely wasn't Augustus Caesar. This is kind of an easy one. A lot of these have been easy. Remus.
And the correct answer is Romulus and Remus. Where is considered the birthplace of democracy? Rome, Damascus, or Athens?
I mean, this is an easy answer. It's Athens, but debated too. This is a debated one. It's Athens.
The correct answer there, Athens. Whose teachings were recorded by his disciples in a collection known as the Analects? Confucius's, Jesus's, or Buddha's?
I don't know. Disciples? Every time I think of disciples, I think of Jesus, but intellect is a difficult one. I'm gonna guess Buddha.
And the answer, Confucius.
Eh.
Which metal alloy was largely replaced by iron for weapons and tools during the Iron Age? Brass, bronze or steel?
It's gonna be bronze.
And the answer, bronze. The Peloponnesian War, an ancient Greek war, was fought between Athens and who? Sparta, Troy or Argos?
It would have to be Sparta.
And the answer is Sparta. Alexander the Great was the king of which ancient kingdom? Egypt, Persia or Macedonia?
Macedonia.
And he was the king of Macedonia. Who was Alexander the Great's famous teacher, known for his philosophical teachings? Was it Socrates, Aristotle or Plato?
This is difficult to me. It's not Socrates. Either Aristotle or Plato. I think it's Plato.
And it was Aristotle.
I knew it, but I didn't know it. I think Plato predated Aristotle.
The famous Rosetta Stone has a message carved in 3 types of writing: Greek, Demotic and which other? Hebrew, Latin or hieroglyphics?
It's gotta be hieroglyphics. That's how we...
And the answer is hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Who was the last pharaoh of Egypt? Was it Ramesses II, Tutankhamun or Cleopatra?
Of course, this happened during the Roman Empire, so it has to be Cleopatra.
And it was Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Who was the first emperor of Rome? Augustus, Nero or Hadrian?
It wasn't Hadrian. It wasn't Nero.
And there's a bonus point if you can give his other name. The answer is Augustus.
Octavius.
Who is
He didn't say it. The bonus point. His name is Octavius as well.
considered the first pope of the Roman Catholic Church? Is it John, Paul or Peter?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just gonna guess John.
And the correct answer is Peter.
See, I had no idea.
Which ancient civilization is known for inventing true paper?
True
The
paper?
Egyptians, Chinese or Greeks?
I guess Chinese.
And that was invented
Papyrus.
by the Chinese.
Yeah.
The Roman Empire reached its greatest territorial extent under which emperor? Nero, Hadrian or Trajan?
You know, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to say Hadrian just because of Hadrian's Wall. I might be wrong.
And that was under Trajan. The Dark Ages began with the fall of which empire? The Persian, Greek or Roman?
Has to be Roman.
And that was with the fall of the Roman Empire. Around 637-38, which army captured the holy city of Jerusalem? The Muslim, Christian or Jewish?
I'm gonna guess Muslim. Or Muslim.
And it was captured by the Muslim army.
Yep.
In which ancient civilization was gunpowder invented? Chinese, Greek or Roman?
Just like paper. The Chinese.
And that, once again, was the Chinese.
Imagine if a Roman Empire invented gunpowder, they would never fail.
Name the Norse explorer who is often credited with being the first European to set foot in North America. Harold Bluetooth, Leif Erikson or Eric Bloodaxe?
It's Leif Erikson.
And it was Leif Erikson. The Norman conquest of England took place in which year? 1066, 1099 or 1014?
Of course, this happened right after the Battle of Hastings.
And I promise this is the only question on dates.
So
The answer is
1066.
1066. And who was the Norman leader who led the conquest and became the new King of England? Was it Harold Hardrada, Richard the Lionheart or William the Conqueror?
Of course, this was a conquest. So, William.
And it was William the Conqueror. Which university, founded in the 11th century, holds the title of the oldest university in continuous operation in the world? the University of Bologna, Oxford or York?
Gotta be Oxford, right? Not Bologna.
And the correct answer, in my terrible Italian accent...
See, that's bad. See, I'm gonna pause right here. That is 100% horrible teachings for the United States. I was taught Oxford University was the oldest university in the world. That's what I was taught. That's what I was taught. Horrible teachings here.
Is Bologna. What was the objective of the First Crusade? Was it to convert Africans to Christianity, recapture the Holy Lands, or rescue the Vatican from invasion?
I'm gonna go with B here, just because I wouldn't
And it
really
was
know.
to recapture the Holy Lands. Which holy city was the main focus for the Crusaders to recapture from Muslim control? Was it Mecca, Jerusalem, or Medina?
Main focus? I would guess Jerusalem.
And the answer, Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Whose birth name was Temujin and established what became the largest land empire in history? Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, or Cyrus the Great?
Notice the accent. It's Genghis.
And the correct answer, Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Which is a title granted by the emperor to a military commander or general in ancient Japan. Ronin, samurai, or shogun?
Ancient? Not that far back, but shogun.
And the correct answer, shogun. What is the common name of the Royal Charter of Rights agreed to by King John of England in 1215? Is it the Declaration of England, the Magna Carta, or the Great Constitution?
I think there's 4 copies of this. It's the Magna.
And the answer, the Magna Carta.
Yeah.
Marco Polo was a Venetian merchant and explorer known for his journeys from Europe to which continent? Africa, Asia, or North America?
Around the same time as the Khanates ruled is Asia.
And the answer there is Asia.
Yeah.
What was the capital city of the Aztec Empire, known for its grand architecture and intricate canal system? Tenochtitlan, Rio Bec, or Cusco?
So, Tenochtitlan, I guess there's a better way of pronouncing that, is the answer. Cusco was in Peru. Rio Bec, which means Bec River. I don't know what Bec means in the translation, but yeah, Cusco's in Peru, so it has to be Tenochtitlan. Nope, Island?
And the correct answer, Tenochtitlan.
Tenochtitlan.
Which 2 countries fought the 100 Years' War from 1337 to 1453? England and France, Germany and Spain, or Portugal and Italy?
Yeah, there's 2 countries that fought a lot. England
That was
and France.
between England and France.
Yeah.
The Black Death is believed to have originated where before spreading to Europe? South America, Africa, or Asia?
I think this came from Asia.
And it spread from Asia. Between 1347 and 1351, the Black Death killed approximately what percent of Europe's population? 5 to 10, 30 to 60, or 70 to 90?
It's debated. I think 30 to 60 is the best answer.
And it wiped out 30 to 60%. Which Italian city is considered the birthplace of the Renaissance? Florence, Rome, or Venice?
I think it's Florence. I could be wrong. Could be Venice. I'm thinking Florence though.
And the correct answer, Florence.
Yeah.
What was the capital city of the Inca Empire, renowned for its intricate stonework and terraced architecture? Cusco, Tikal, or Quito?
I think it's Cusco. Could be Quito.
And the correct answer is Cusco. Who was the last Byzantine emperor who died defending Constantinople from the Ottoman Turks? Was it Justinian I, Constantine XI, or Theo I?
100% a guess here. I'm going to do Justin.
And it was Constantine XI.
See?
In 1492, Columbus set sail from Spain on his first voyage to find a new route to where? Asia, South America, or Southern Africa?
Of course, he was going to the Indies, but Asia's the answer.
And he was looking for a new route to Asia. Columbus's voyage was sponsored by which monarchs of Spain? Ferdinand and Isabella, Henry and Anne, or Carlos and Marie?
Obviously Ferdinand and Isabella. Come on.
And it was Ferdinand and Isabella. Columbus's fleet consisted of 3 ships, the Nina, Pinta, and which other? The Santa Susana, Maria, or Clara?
I'm not too fond of knowing this, so the Maria?
And it was the Santa Maria. Columbus encountered land on October the 12th, 1492 in the present-day Bahamas. What did he name the island? Hispaniola, Nassau or San Salvador?
Let me hit Hispaniola.
And he named it San Salvador.
Damn it!
Which of these is not a crop that was brought to Europe from the New World? Maize, potatoes or apples?
Apples. We just did a video on this. They're from China.
The answer is apples. When Portugal and Spain started forming colonies in the New World, they initially forced whom to work on their plantations? Indigenous people, European prisoners, or French peasants?
Okay, so first off, Portugal and Spain. I don't know how French peasants would make sense. Then we have European prisoners, which is... first? it's got to be indigenous people, right?
And they used indigenous people.
Yeah.
Which European nation started the transatlantic slave trade in the early 16th century? Was it Spain, Portugal, or England?
I think Portugal was just huge in all this.
The others later became involved with it too, but it was started by Portugal.
Yeah.
Over more than 300 years, approximately how many enslaved Africans were transported across the Atlantic? 1 million, 5 million, or 12 million?
I don't know. We're going to say 5 as a
By all
guess.
the nations that were involved in it, the answer is over 12 million. Between 1508 and 1512, the Sistine Chapel ceiling was painted by which artist? Raphael, Michelangelo, or Leonardo da Vinci?
Can't wait to see this one day. It's Michelangelo.
And that was by Michelangelo. In 1517, who is said to have nailed a copy of his 95 Theses to the door of a church in Germany? Nicolaus Copernicus, Martin Luther, or Leonardo da Vinci?
Definitely not da Vinci, it's
And
Luther.
that was Martin Luther. Who is famous for leading the first expedition to circumnavigate the globe in 1519 to 22? Ferdinand Magellan, Christopher Columbus, or James Cook? And he died on the journey from a poisoned arrow.
Magellan.
The answer is Ferdinand Magellan.
Yeah.
Name the Spanish conquistador who is best remembered for capturing the Aztec capital. Was it Hernán Cortés, Juan Carlos, or Miguel de Cervantes?
I'm going to say Cortez.
And the answer is Hernán Cortés.
Yep.
Which Polish astronomer proposed the heliocentric model of the solar system, challenging the geocentric view? Johannes Kepler, Galileo Galilei, or Nicolaus Copernicus?
It's not Kepler. I think it's Copernicus. But it could be either or because I just cannot remember I can't remember who came first, the chicken or the egg here. Galileo feels right, but I'm thinking Copernicus. I'm gonna go Copernicus.
And it was Nicolaus Copernicus.
Go!
What is Queen Elizabeth I's father's name? He was known for his 6 marriages. Was it King Henry VII, Edward VI, or Henry VIII?
Of course, this is gonna be Henry VIII.
And he is King Henry VIII. The modern Gregorian calendar was introduced to replace which earlier calendar system? The Julian, Islamic, or Mayan?
Now this is of course a Western take on it, but I would say the Julian calendar.
And it replaced the Julian calendar.
Yeah.
Name the settlement established in 1607 that became the first permanent English settlement in North America. Was it Plymouth, Jamestown, or Rochester?
It's gotta be Jamestown.
And it was Jamestown. In 1610, one of Galileo's major discoveries was his observation of 4 moons orbiting which planet? Jupiter, Mars, or Saturn?
Just makes sense for it to be Jupiter.
And the answer is Jupiter.
Oh.
Who led the parliamentary forces in the English Civil Wars and became Lord Protector of England in 1653? Was it Charles I, Oliver Cromwell, or Richard III?
Well, it wasn't Charles.
And that was Oliver Cromwell.
Cromwell.
Whose groundbreaking work introduced his laws of motion and the laws of universal gravitation in 1687? Alessandro Volta, Michael Faraday, or Isaac Newton?
Newton.
And that was Isaac Newton. Which country is considered the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution? The United Kingdom, Germany, or France?
It's the one where you have the chimney swaps. chimney song for Mary Poppins? That's my answer.
And the answer, the United Kingdom. The use of which new energy source played a crucial role in driving machinery during the Industrial Revolution? Electrical, wind, or steam power?
It'd been crazy if it was electrical, but it's gonna be steam power.
And that was steam power. What was the primary reason for the 1773 Boston Tea Party? Was it a protest against taxes, slavery, or working conditions?
It's gotta be the easiest one so far. It's taxes.
And it was a protest against taxes. Who was appointed the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolution? Was it Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, or John Adams?
All founding fathers, but Washington.
And it was George Washington. In 1776, how many American colonies declared their independence from Great Britain? 11, 12, or 13?
Why is this such a trick question? It's gotta be 13.
And if you're from the States, you should definitely know these. The answer is 13.
Okay. Just like a trick question.
In 1776, Dr. Edward Jenner created the world's first successful vaccine. What was it for? Polio, measles, or smallpox?
1776? I don't know. I'm gonna say smallpox. It feels like it'd be more important at that time.
And it was for smallpox.
Okay.
Who surrendered to George Washington, effectively ending the American Revolutionary War? Was it General Cornwallis, Clinton, or Gage?
Gotta be Cornwallis.
And it was General Cornwallis. What was stormed by protesters in 1789, marking the start of the French Revolution? The Notre Dame Cathedral, the Bastille, or the Palace of Versailles?
It was the Bastille.
And the answer, the Bastille.
Bunch of guns in there.
Who was the last Queen of France before the French Revolution? Was it Marie Antoinette, Anne of Brittany, or Isabella of France?
Definitely Marie Antoinette.
And the answer is Marie Antoinette. A rebellion by slaves resulted in the establishment of which independent Caribbean country in 1804? Jamaica, Barbados, or Haiti?
Gotta be Haitian, right? Haiti?
And the correct answer is Haiti.
Yeah.
In 1804, who was crowned Emperor of the French? Napoleon Bonaparte, Louis XVI, or Francis I?
You mean who crowned himself emperor? Napoleon.
And the correct answer, Napoleon Bonaparte. In 1805, the British Royal Navy, under Nelson, defeated the French and Spanish navies at which famous battle? Waterloo, Trafalgar, or Gravelines?
It feels like Trafalgar. And that's why we have Trafalgar Square in London. Not Waterloo. That's against Napoleon. A little bit later than that.
And the correct answer, the Battle of Trafalgar.
Yeah.
Who was nicknamed the Liberator for helping nations become independent from Spain? Simon Bolivar, Augusto Pinochet, or Che Guevara?
Don't know. I'm gonna say it's Simon Bolivar.
And it was Simon Bolivar.
Okay. Bolivia.
Who led the British force to defeat Napoleon at Waterloo in 1815? Was it Horatio Nelson, James Cook, or the Duke of Wellington?
Gotta be the Duke of Wellington.
And it was the Duke of Wellington. Which battle, fought in 1863, is often considered the turning point in the American Civil War? The Battle of Bull Run, Gettysburg, or Vicksburg?
Gettysburg.
And the correct answer is the Battle of Gettysburg. Who did Robert E. Lee surrender to on April the 9th, 1865, effectively ending the American Civil War? Ulysses S. Grant, Abraham Lincoln, or Joseph Hooker?
It was Abraham Lincoln. I'm kidding.
And he surrendered
It's Grant.
to Ulysses S. Grant. In 1893, who became the first self-governing country to allow all adult women to vote? The United States, Canada, or New Zealand?
So, it definitely wasn't the United States, because that would be another 27 years, something like that. Canada, it just feels like something New Zealand would do, honestly.
And that was New Zealand.
Yeah.
Who discovered and named X-rays in 1895? Was it Tesla, Röntgen, or Edison?
I don't know. It's not Edison. It feels like Röntgen. Why would it be Tesla?
And the correct answer is Röntgen.
Röntgen.
Who is credited with sending and receiving the first transatlantic radio signal in 1901? Was it Marconi, Tesla, or Edison?
Again, Tesla and Edison. It's Marconi, right?
And that was Marconi.
Yeah.
What was the approximate duration of the Wright brothers' first successful flight in 1903? Was it 12 seconds, 90 seconds, or 3 minutes?
12 seconds.
And it was just 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in which city, sparking the events that started World War I? Berlin, Paris, or Sarajevo?
It's got to be the Serbian one. Sarajevo.
And that was in Sarajevo.
Sarajevo.
When in 1914 was there an unofficial and impromptu ceasefire to the war on the Western Front? At Easter, Christmas, or New Year's Day?
The most sentimental one. Christmas.
And that happened at Christmas. Who led the Bolsheviks in the Russian Revolution of 1917? Was it Joseph Stalin, Grigory Rasputin, or Vladimir Lenin?
Interesting. It's got to be Lenin, though. They're all three related in this.
And it was Vladimir Lenin.
It's hard.
Name the peace treaty signed in 1919 by Germany and the Allied nations, formally ending World War I. Was it the Treaty of Berlin, Versailles, or London?
Gotta be Versailles. It's also in France.
And it was the Treaty of Versailles. What was the common name given to the 1918-20 flu pandemic that killed an estimated 50 million people? Was it the Spanish, Asian, or Hong Kong flu?
Right after World War I. Spanish flu.
And it was the Spanish flu. What event in October 1929 is often considered the starting point of the Great Depression? The St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Wall Street crash, or Polish-Soviet War?
This is easy. Wall Street.
And it was the Wall Street crash. World War II began in 1939 when Germany invaded Poland, prompting Britain and who else to declare war on Germany? France, United States, or Soviet Union?
Well, Soviet Union also invaded Poland, so it's got to be France.
And it was France.
Yeah.
Which event on December the 7th, 1941 led to the United States entering World War II? The D-Day landings, the attack on Pearl Harbor, or the Battle of Stalingrad?
Pearl Harbor.
And it was the attack on Pearl Harbor. Name the top secret World War II government program that produced nuclear weapons. Was it the Area 51 project, the Manhattan Project, or the Gemini program?
Manhattan.
And it was the Manhattan Project. What were the names of the 2 atomic bombs dropped on Japan in 1945? Little Boy and Fat Man, Trinity and Alamos, or Alpha and Omega?
Alamos is an interesting one, but it's Little Boy.
And it was Little Boy and Fat Man. After World War II, where were the war crimes trials held for the Nazi Germany leaders? Berlin, Paris, or Nuremberg?
There's a reason it's called the Nuremberg trials.
And they were held in Nuremberg. Name the African American who was arrested in December 1955 for refusing to give up a bus seat to a white passenger. Was it Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, or Rosa Parks?
And Rosa Parks predated Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
And it was Rosa Parks.
In terms of like spotlight. So definitely her.
In which spacecraft did Yuri Gagarin complete his historic orbit around the Earth on April the 12th, 1961? Luna 1, Vostok 1, or Mir 1?
I don't know this one, but I'm going to guess the one that sounds Russian, Vostok 1.
And that was in Vostok 1.
Yeah.
What 1962 event brought the United States and the Soviet Union to the brink of nuclear war? The Cuban Missile Crisis, the Berlin Blockade, or the Warsaw Pact?
Definitely the crisis, right?
And that was the Cuban Missile Crisis. In which US city did the assassination of President Kennedy occur on November the 22nd, 1963? New York City, Washington DC, or Dallas?
While he was campaigning in Dallas.
And it was in Dallas. The Apollo 11 module landed on the moon on July the 20th, 1969. Where did they touch down? The Ocean of Storms, Sea of Tranquility, or Sea of Clouds?
Tranquility.
The correct answer here, the Sea of Tranquility. The fall of which city in 1975 marked the end of the Vietnam War? Hanoi, Nha Trang, or Saigon?
Saigon.
And the answer, Saigon. In which country are the killing fields where the Khmer Rouge regime committed genocide in the 70s? Thailand, Vietnam, or Cambodia?
Well, they speak Khmer in Cambodia, so it's got to be Cambodia.
And they are in Cambodia.
Yeah.
Who invented the World Wide Web in 1989? Was it Tim Berners-Lee, Bill Gates, or Paul Allen?
I had to do an essay on this. It's Tim Berners-Lee.
And it was Tim Berners-Lee. What event in November 1989 marked the symbolic end of the Cold War? Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan, the fall of the Berlin Wall, or Ronald Reagan's speech in Berlin?
Berlin Wall, of course.
And it was the fall of the Berlin Wall. In February 1990, Nelson Mandela was released after spending how many years in prison?
I don't know this.
5, 16, or 27?
But we got to go extreme here. I think it's 27.
And the answer is 27.
There we go, guys. I think that's all we're going to listen to in this video. But look, how many did you get wrong? How many did you get right? Let me know below. I think I got like a few wrong, maybe a handful. They were pretty easy questions. And see, if you guys like this type of content, we'll probably do some more of these. So recommend some quizzes or some interesting videos for us to watch together. If you're new here, like I said at the beginning, we do all types of videos around learning. So subscribe if you like that type of stuff. But until next time, peace out. Goodbye. Bye-bye.